My Briggs & Stratton 16 horsepower V-twin will not pump and fuel into the carburetor bowl. Change the pump and filter.
I'll do all I can to help. Tell me a bit more about what's going on so we can help you best.
It was running fine until I filled the tank up. It started to sound like it was misfiring. Went to start it again and nothing.
Is there anything else the small engine technician should be aware of?
I can fill the bowl up with fuel and it runs fine until the bowl empties.
Okay. Got it. I'm sending you to a secure page on JustAnswer so you can place the $5 fully refundable deposit now. While you're filling out that form, I'll tell the small engine technician about your situation and then connect you to.
What is the engine model number? OHV engine or the older opposed flathead? The full pump is powered by a hose from the crankcase or valve cover. Is it open and do you feel a pulse when you hold finger over it when cranking? The P port on the fuel pump would be the pulse line, if this is the OHV engine.
The model is 305,447. The story is that I have replaced the pump, filter and blew out the line all the way to the tank. So I put the fuel line in a gas can to see if it was pumping and nothing. I can fill the bowl and it will start right up. The line going to the valve head is clear.
Do you feel a pulse at the pulse line? If you do, the line from the tank may be plugged or sucking air. What is engine in? Where does fuel exit the tank? If pump is not moving fuel, and you have already tested with separate fuel container, then the pulse line would seem to be problem. If fuel is getting to the carburetor, then the electric solenoid in the float bowl may not be opening.
I feel a pulse on that line to the pump. I have a line in a gas container full of fuel. All lines are clear. The engine is in a live steam model locomotive. The pump doesn't want to suck the fuel out of the container. The pump has been replaced with new one. It also seems hard to blow into the hose where it goes to the needle and float. It has no solenoid to the bowl. The hose to the inlet of the carb, which is where the needle and float is.
You remove the line going to the carburetor and fuel pump is not pumping? And pump is hooked up properly, with the P line as the pulse line?
It is. No fuel coming out of the pump.
I'm going to step out on a limb and ask you to check the valve movement. This engine has history of bending pushrods and valves not working. It could affect the pulse from the crankcase if valves are not opening.
I put the old pump back on and it's pumping fuel but not filling the bowl.
You had top off the carburetor? Was float and needle free to open and close? You said it was hard to blow into. With needle open, it should be open hole and blow easy.
I did. The needle is free to move, but when I tried to blow into the hose to the needle it took a lot of pressure. But yet I can take my fingernail and move it up and down freely. Doesn't make any sense.
Remove the needle in the inlet hose, and blow from the needle side to the hose connection. You may have debris in the small needle port. Actually, this carburetor should have a removable seat. Remove the seat and see what is plugging the port.
It's clear. Takes a bit to push that needle up with air pressure.
Did you remove the needle seat and check the passage? That is the only place fuel enters the bowl.
Line goes into the carb that moves the needles, which in turn moves the float.
Actually, the float should move the needle from the gas level in the bowl. Is your needle in the slot of the float? Figure hash. http://outdoorpowerinfo.com/repairs/images/briggs_twin_carb/_inlet_needle. JPG.
That's it. Not in the slot, no wonder. Just something simple. It wasn't in the slot.
So needle was closed and no fuel could flow. Thanks, and rate to close.
I first took it apart and the needle was not in the float slot. I knew something wasn't right. But thanks again.
Thank you.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.